everybody. How you doing? I think I won. All right. Oh, Jesus. And hello. How are you all to this phenomenal opening of this? So it seems to be the issue that if I set up a scheduled live stream, I can't connect to it. YouTube will just ignore the fact that I'm trying to connect to it. If I just don't try to connect to it and broadcast, fine. Everything's cool. So I'm going to have a moment. Okay. So, hello, wow, a lot of folks here. How you doing? Glad to see you. Success, indeed. Yeah, see, I have streaming issues too. Everybody has streaming issues, okay? We all have issues. We're just trying to work out. Audio only coming through the left channel. I'd love to say that that's kind of... Is that a me issue? Let's see. Okay, what about now? Is it coming through both audio channels at this point? I hope so. Perfection. Nice. Just little buttons. See, I have everything set up for my Twitch setup, okay? But not on Twitch anymore. Or still there, but trying this out. Let's see. Let's see what happens as we get to it. Have the captions set, so at least that's working. Alright, try to make this accessible. Everything goes well anytime you try anything. Of course. No difference there. Don't have an ear for levels and such. Okay. It's both channels. Congratulations. And thank you. Uncharted territory. I am ecstatic to have made partner. Not sure what that necessarily will change. Aside from, I apparently have 10 cents coming my way from ad revenue. Woo! That's why you have the Patreon and the Ko-Fi. Well, the Patreon's just keeps going. And no problem. I try to speak as clearly as possible so that it picks it up. Occasionally, it will mess up stuff. I apologize for that. And occasionally, I will say things in foreign languages which it may or may not pick up. So, there's that. Grown so fast this year. Absolutely. I almost think my channel took 15 months to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then 4 additional months to hit 2,000 subscribers. And in the last few weeks, I've been marching forward. So, haha. And you would think that this would lead me to really speeding up the process of the next video. No. Mixture of writer's block and waiting on some collaborators to do stuff, and trying to figure out new things with the filming of the video, but it is being worked on. Building up steam. Yeah, snowball effect. That's what I'm going for. Absolutely. That is I got villain hands coming up on the screen right now. Diabolical plans. Million subs by 2023. I mean, I don't want to not do that. I don't want to stop you. Don't want to stop you from doing that. Builds the anticipation. It's funny. I used to do weekly videos where I would write it over the course of a weekend, film it Monday, Tuesday, edit it Tuesday, Thursday, release on Friday. I cannot keep that type of cadence and provide quality. And there was a moment about a year ago where the content of the channel kind of changed, because I was like, you know what, I want to do stuff that I'm excited about. And it's been a year, and that's when the real growth of the channel hit, because who cares about the first part? The first part of the channel was just me giving out D&D advice, and it's kind of a dime a dozen. Production quality was awful, And like, it was fun, but you can tell I really don't know what I'm doing. And then there was a lawsuit between Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, the writers of Dragonlance, and Wizards of the Coast. And I was like, wait a minute. It's a civil lawsuit of contract disputes between two parties in the D&D sphere? It's like it was made for me. And I made this, like, one joke. Or, excuse me, I saw this other video that was covering the lawsuit. And the YouTuber literally said, you know, I'm not a lawyer, but my dad is one, so I know all about these. And, like, everything that he said in that video was wrong. And so I was like, this is garbage. That YouTuber is huge and just spouting nonsense. So, that was my first viral video. It had like 400 people watch it, which was, at the time, it was like my third video. And it's just, I'm so excited. I'm still excited if I get 400 people to watch a video. I plug you everywhere as long... I think my spouse would have something to say about that. I appreciate it. Honestly, I like, according to my YouTube metrics, all of, or like the vast majority of my channel growth comes from you all just saying stuff. Is my audio clipping? Oh no. Oh no. Shall I change the latency? Is it a latency issue? I wonder. Quality, longer form content. You know, who knows? I like making quality, longer form content. If there's an audience out there for it, great. Cool. William SRD coming in with you. If I don't upload weekly, I lose sense of purpose and meaning. I mean, who's to say that I maintain my purpose and meaning? Haven't heard any clipping? Oh, well, I mean, if at that point, maybe it's you. I try to keep my setup as nice as possible. I got mood lighting behind me, you know? I bought a $20 camera mount thing for my desk. There we go. But at least it's working now. The channel was recommended from a stock... Because just... I don't know how to say that. You should... Pronounceable usernames, folks. Channel was recommended on Twitter during a time where people were getting upset over the new D&D errata for being more inclusive. Yeah. It's annoying and fantastic. Every time there is the discourse on D&D Twitter about bioessentialism, there's a part of me that's like, oh my god, we're doing this again. And there's a part of me that's like, I'm gonna get a few hundred subs out of this. Like, every time people are gonna like comment about it. People are gonna start searching it in their YouTube search bars, and my video is the #1 video that shows up on that now. I have the #1 D&D bioessentialism video on YouTube. Ha! That's my claim to fame. Check it out. Oh my goodness. See, everybody's just talking about clipping issues. Now it's making me incredibly self-conscious about my sound setup. The lighting is incredibly moody. I love the lighting, but I love the control that I have over the lighting. So I'm going to switch that. I say that and it won't respond to my controls. Not expensive. I peruse Amazon for really cheap lighting stuff all the time. And 2 floodlights. Thought it was cool. Oh. Thank you so much for that. Oh. Was that a super chat? Did someone... Thank you, Fry. Appreciate it, Fry's Mini. What's for dinner tonight? We're having chicken soup for the soul. No, joke. I'm actually having chicken soup. Thank you for the cabbages. Lights are addictive. That's what they don't tell you. Oh my goodness, I've had this... Let me turn down the music for a little bit. Music courtesy of Dungeon Glitch. Check him out online at Dungeon Glitch on Twitter and Dungeon Glitch on Spotify. Big supporter of the show. He gave me his permission as the sole owner of his music to play it during my streams. So thank you for that, Dungeon Glitch. Go check him out. He makes a lot of this sort of lo-fi chill music. Love it for the background. I'm such a gearhead. I'm like telling myself not to save up for a Steadicam because I don't move in my videos. So why would I need a Steadicam? I don't even have a camera operator. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I want one. They're just ridiculously expensive. That's the main thing that stopped me from picking them up. The Uncharted Territory, I love you watching. I appreciate that. And it's the same thing. It's the kind of stuff that just tickles my brain and makes me want to talk about it. And I was like a little part of me is a little flabbergasted that more people don't, or that, to my knowledge. And please, if there's somebody out there who's doing stuff like what I'm doing, I want to know, because I want to watch their videos too. Oh man, search results with the giants. You're at the search results with a giant stick to give a smack to people angry about progressiveness. That's what I do. Save up to buy more minis. I just had an amazing 3D print of a mini end up yesterday. It came out spectacularly. I'm so happy about it. So I just, it's delicious. I could, but I would need like a camera person. I would need someone to help me. And every bit of the production process, from camera work, focusing, like if my videos are not in focus, that's my fault. There's nobody else that touches my stuff. Like, it is truly a one-person show, aside from some voiceovers from other folks. So I don't have anybody around to hold the camera. I'm thinking of trying to bribe my brother to come and just maneuver the camera around. It's like, hey, yeah, lights are addictive. I keep buying rights. Rebooted, clipping gone. Well, see, there we go. Yay. I want a camera that isn't 640 by 480 webcam. It works for face rig and aquarium cams. Ooh. Or paint. Small kitten is standing in front of my monitor swatting at your face. I mean, that's the dream. Quality critical thinker. Good videos and mouth sounds. I mean, I'm a professional critical thinker. That's what I get paid to do that. New pronounceable username required. Sunday. Were you stalkers? Welcome back. 3D printing, resin. I have a resin printer. It is a Anycubic Photon Mono, which, like everything you've probably heard about 3D printing with how much of a headache that it is true. But wow, when you get that first print out and it actually works, you just want to, like, I want to buy all the files and print all the monsters. It's truly spectacular. It's hard to really put in words how amazing it is. It's just like, I made this, sort of. Bob sensed the bar high on movement. Are you talking about Bob the World Builder? Yeah, like, well, he did a video on movement, so, which I kind of want to, I don't know. He's a fan of the channel, so if you don't know, Bob the World Builder, the big D&D YouTuber, fan of the channel. Thought about doing a collaboration with him at some point. I'd love to. Also Fry. Anybody else out there? I love doing collaborations. They're a lot of fun. So, upload in 4K. Yeah, I've thought about it, because my camera technically does 4K 60 frames per second. And I think I upload in 4K? Do I already upload in 4K? I think I upload in 4K. Can somebody confirm that? I don't actually have a 4K monitor. I have my monitor is 2K, and yeah. So stick a camera on a dog and hope for the best. I don't have a dog either. I have a cat, and there is no hope if you stick a camera on a cat. Plus, my camera is egregiously heavy. Did I install bisexual lighting on purpose? It's just the lighting that I like. It was not intentionally to signify anything. I just like it. It was for you, Sam. It's for you. I don't know. Hey, Inky, how you doing? Do you use Hero Forge to design your minis? I have, but I didn't. I've only printed like 2 minis so far. I used an entire kilogram of resin, and I've only gotten 2 minis out of it. So, because I've messed up so many prints. Just so many prints have been messed up. So it's a whole thing. Partner has an FDM, which is nice for bigger things. Then got a resin one for the minis, which has been so cool. Yeah, you got to have the resin one for the minis. I've thought of getting an FDM for terrain and stuff like that, but I'm pushing my luck with my spouse and the amount of space that I have to put it in. Because my resin printer, because it's toxic, is out in a tool shed, and I run an extension cord from my outdoors to a tool shed in my backyard, and or garden for my across the pond folks. And yeah, so that would be too. I don't have enough extension cords to run both. Make a vid on 3D printing or minis. I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking of doing a video on minis, but I was like, how do I put a kimchi spin on minis? I don't know how to get a kimchi spin on minis, but it is something that I want to talk about just because I love minis. It's part of Fry. Stop it. Thank you, but stop it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, space is a huge problem with regards to my hobbies. Like, the fact that I have this office has been amazing, and my paint desk, that's where I paint. That's where the magic happens. That's where I paint my minis. So, yeah, collabs are embarrassingly fun, says Liberal Cook, a person that I would like to collab with. Or a team, I should say, that I like to collab with. I would like to collab with. I'm a professional words person. Well, the World Builder is part of the why you got into YouTube. Yeah. I feel like it's funny to me because, like, I feel like the reasons why I got into YouTube were a little bit of Matt Colville, a little bit of Philosophy Tube. I was just like, hey, what if we did that? That should be fun. Space for hobbies is a challenge. Absolutely. Thank you, Fletcher Soar. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you find my videos refreshing. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to make something a little different. And it's weird because there are times where I just want to, like, here's some D&D advice. Or there are times where I want to talk about things that aren't related to D&D. But, you know. So I like the fact that the channel is named after me. That way I don't feel obligated to stick to a specific topic. I could just probably talk about TTRPGs for an extraordinarily long time. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get bored with it. And then maybe I'll talk about, I don't know, Starship Troopers or something. Set up the camera on your printer and let it run on Twitch. People eat it up. You see, here's the problem. Again, extension cord. Printer is in a tool shed. It's 100 degrees outside. 40 degrees for my Celsius, folks. It's stupendously hot in Texas. Every day this week is 99 or 100 degrees outside. Again, 40 degrees for the Celsius, folks. It is sweltering. Texas is it's gorgeous outside. Don't get me wrong. It's just you melt if you're out there for an extended period of time, and so I'm afraid my camera would melt. Kimchi spin on minis. Let that ferment. I see what you did there. Anarchy Funhouse. Oh my goodness. Anarchy Funhouse made yet another amazing video. The production quality on that, so jealous. Angrily jealous. I got a little angry watching that video because I was watching it and I was like, I just sit in a chair and talk, and this guy this person's out here doing all that. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Like literally, the chair is right there. My set is just boom, off screen. Matt Thorne running the tube. Yeah, he and she, Matt Colville, she Abigail Thorne, inspirational for me. I got problems with both of them, but who don't I have problems with? I have problems with everybody because they're not me. I have problems with myself. Hence the mini bit brand. Yeah, the brand is broad. So current TTRPG campaigns I am in or running. I am currently running 3 TTRPG campaigns, and I am in another one, or is about to start, where I'm a player. I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I have no time, and juggling all of these, like some of them have familial obligations, and like all of them have familial obligations except for one, which is my long-standing Thursday group. My Thursday group is not a family group, but I run games for a ton of different people, and I'm sort of like the family and friend group, both family and friend group designated dungeon master. Like my father and my uncle, who have both been playing D&D since before I was born, like they defer to me as DM, which I'm a little proud of. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm family DM now. So I'm running a bunch of stuff for family online, and I have one quote-unquote in-person game that hasn't met in person except for like 4 times because, there's a thing going on in the world. And I have tiny children. Tiny children can't get vaccinated. Although my son is vaccinated because he's old enough now. My daughter is not. So trying to be careful. Remember your training. Hey, you will make it back alive. That's absolutely true. Heat stroke in like 15 seconds. I mean, it's not that bad, but you try to be in the shade. And the tool shed specifically is like sweltering. Okay. So, yeah, Anarchy Funhouse, that was amazing. I would love to collab with you as well. If you're making content, I probably want to collab with you. Sam, stop it. Sam. No. Stop giving cabbages. Stop it. Appreciate it, though. Thank you. 40 degrees Celsius is for the fiends. Have you seen Texas? Texas politicians. Devils. Yeah, I may actually get to be a player. I'm going to play a Dragonborn cleric of Tiamat, who speaks with a southern accent and tries to proselytize everywhere he goes. I'm very happy about that. I feel like for a dungeon master, anytime you get to be a player, you just get your favorite NPC and you plop them into a game, and that's what you get to do. So this is my opportunity to put one of my favorite NPCs as a player character in a game. Illegal chorizo. No me digas. I love your name as well. Illegal chorizo. I had some chorizo the other day because breakfast tacos are a thing in Texas, and I love it. Me gusta. Me gusta mucho. Wait. Whoa. Did you just translate me gusta? Did my captioner just translate me gusta mucho? Oh, that was wild. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Maybe I missed that. Anyway, do I want to play D&D or other games too? I play other games as well. It's just D&D's. Here's my thing. I love introducing people to the game, and most people who are introduced to TTRPGs want to play D&D. Like, they're looking for a D&D game. They've heard of Critical Role, or they see these things from Stranger Things, or see some reference to it, and they're like, hey, I want to play that. So I have a tendency to play a lot of D&D, and to be perfectly honest with you, Sam? Commander Pulsar, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. But what was I saying? You're throwing me off. Y'all are throwing me off with generosity. So most people want to like play D&D, so I end up playing D&D most often, and it's like I don't know, it's a teddy bear to me. It's not the best toy in the bin, so to speak, when it comes to TTRPGs, but it's comforting. It's like home to me, and I can run a D&D game without any preparation. Like, you can just sit me down and say run D&D 5 minutes before we start, and I can run a game. I can't necessarily do that with any other game, but I do love playing other games. I love Cortex Prime is a good system that I really enjoy. I really want to play a 10 Candles game. I kind of want to like rent a cabin with some friends and go out and play like a 10 Candles game, because I feel like that'd be really nice. If you haven't seen the Jen Kretschmer video where she's talking about 10 Candles on Matt Colville's channel, do so and tell me you don't want to play that game right after that video. Yeah, I try to make sure that I'm using a good captioner. This is a pretty good one. This is PubNub Captioner. I love it. Collabs are fun. I have creative trust issues. Too many projects I threw myself in before YouTube. Ended up being only ones that are actually working on it. Yeah, no, it's the group project that turns out to be a solo. And I get that. That's why I'm like more comfortable with other YouTubers, because they're sending out their stuff. Breakfast burritos are normal everywhere. Yeah, but there's a difference between a breakfast burrito and a breakfast taco. Don't ask me what it is, but ours are tacos and they're better. Hardwired Island, Lancer RPG, Armor, Steer, and other stuff. Haven't really played D&D since 4th edition's launch. Look, I get it. I just like it. There's a lot of problems with D&D. It's easy for me to run. It's just so easy for me to run. Yeah, 10 Candles would be very hard to play remotely, but I would love to play it in person. Yeah, that's 100% down for a YouTuber get-together with a bunch of us in the cabin in the woods, getting spooky ambiance and playing 10 Candles. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Let's do this like Buddhists. All right. Wait a minute. How to D&D? Hello, How to D&D. So many people here. Half of which are content creators. And I would collaborate with all of you. Cabin in the Woods, mainly Mandy. I'm telling you. How do you get new players into D&D? I always find it hard because making characters is so complicated. I don't know. I literally just posted in a looking for a group, I'm a DM who wants to play, and like the, Pretty Kid at Prom, I was just like asked by so many people, can I play in your game? 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 It's just like, okay. I had to weed some folks out. I had to like cut it off at some point, so I've never had that issue. I think if you can just find people who are looking for a group and you state that you're the dungeon master, that should be enough. It has been in my experience. I'm also a proselytizer. I'm a person who's just like, so this is game, and I'll run it for you. I'll do the whole thing, walk you through the process step by step. I promise you, you give me 2 sessions, I'll get you hooked. So I love doing the extra work, and I know it's complicated. You try to just make it so, like, I ask them what kind of character that they want, and I will make it for them. And like, To the point where I will like look at the character sheet or have a copy of the character sheet, and they're like, I want to do this. And I would say, roll a 20, and I will figure out the math for you. And then eventually they'll understand it's like, 20 plus proficiency plus whatever, and get it set. Go from there. But yeah, you just, like, I'm always willing to do the extra work to make sure that the person's having fun. So, hey, Cosmo, how you doing? Good to see you. I mean, we have Big Bend National Park in Texas, so it's huge. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the largest national park in the U.S. Multi-ethnic person. Seriously enjoyed the videos. You shared them a lot with your friends. Oh, thank you. You're the content creator's content creator. What is it? Like, I swear to you, my audience, and I say this with the absolute pride and joy, so don't get me wrong when I say this, my audience seems to be consistent of entirely content creators and trans people, and I love it. I'm here for it. I don't know how I got so lucky. If that just continues as my demographic, I will be just it's just the best. I'm doing something right if that's what's happening. Yeah, I can see that it's overwhelming. I just try to work through it with folks. So YouTubers that have the balls to live stream and not unlist their live videos. Well, I have this set to is this set to unlist afterwards? I don't know. I may unlist it afterwards. I'm not sure. I haven't decided how I'm doing that. Maybe the algorithm will like it. Maybe not. Thank you, Cosmo. Very happy to be partner. Somebody made the joke in a Discord that I'm in that they were talking to a YouTuber. Thank you for the subscription. Kimchi slap. There's so many kimchi slaps. I love kimchi slaps. We're just talking about YouTube right now, actually. So, yeah, so someone made a joke that it was like, you should get a wooden plaque. Because we're not quite to the point where it's like 100K. Oof. I can't even imagine what it would be like to get that play plaque with the 100K. That'd be so weird. I would start wondering if would I quit my job? That's when I would start wondering about that. Oh. Well, I do what I can, Cosmo. I do what I can. Try to listen when people tell me, hey, you're doing that wrong. Okay. Right, Mandy? Right? Zoe coming out with like, yeah, I have my play button. It's still in a box. I don't care. It's no big deal. I'm a 3D print my own YouTube play button. How about that? It'd be super heavy. Just pouring resin in. Yeah, you got to make it part of your set there, Zoe. Humble brag. You should. Don't even humble brag. I mean, you do it. Just have 2 cats next to it. You'll make the kind of thing that 100,000 people would very much want to watch consistently. Well, maybe. Wanted to put up a 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 subscriber play button. I'm saying there should be 10K play buttons. There should be 5K. We should make these more readily available. Why do we gotta wait? I love the idea of a 12,347 subscriber play button, especially for you. By the way, all of these folks in chat right now, if you're not subbed to their channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why not? Do it. 3D print a diamond play button. If I could print diamonds, I tell you what, I'd quit my job a lot faster. You get videos all the time. Are you kidding me? Brag like you own the place. Love it. All of them. That's not a joke. Anyway. Too afraid to YouTube. I don't recommend it. Like, as a person who does this and loves doing it, I don't recommend anybody. Like, it's funny because, like, that's true of most of the things in my life. So, someone asked me, hey, how do you like being an attorney? I really enjoy being an attorney. It's very fulfilling. I find it very entertaining. And it's, it's something that's engaging. Don't do it. Like, I wouldn't recommend it at all to anyone. It's terrible. People ask me about YouTube. I love producing videos. I love editing. I love challenging myself. I love learning how to color correct. I'm trying to teach myself how to do After Effects. It's phenomenal. It's engaging. It's challenging. It tickles my creativity button. Don't do it. It's one of those things that will absolutely destroy your self-image and self-esteem. Yeah. Don't. Being a parent, I love it. It's one of the most fulfilling things in my life. Love my kids. Always wanted to be a parent. If you're on the fence about being a parent, don't do it. Absolutely not. It's one of the best things in my life. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And it reminds me, what would I recommend? Korean food. Everyone should eat Korean food. So it's because when I was thinking about going to law school, I was talking to my buddy, and he'd already been to law school, and I was like, you've been through this, how is it? What's it like being an attorney? He's like, it's difficult, don't do it. It's really hard. If you can do anything else, don't do it. And it's sort of like, if that doesn't stop you, then you may have what it takes to do it. That's how I feel about most of that stuff. I also recommend other people's channels, like Zoe, or The Liberal Cook, or Mainly Mandy, or Anarchist, or How to D&D, or Fry's Minis, or anything else. I also recommend Cats, not the musical. The animal. Don't run a malt shop. Well, Commander, you have very special and specific experience with that. Don't get on Twitter. Not a good idea. I recommend all the creators on chat. I recommend only the creators on chat. Bibimbap. It's more of a B-A-H-P as opposed to a B-O-P. That's me getting technical about how to spell something in a foreign language that doesn't use Roman characters. YouTube is rough in making content for you. You have to look at the long path. You need to be tough and have lots of time. I don't have lots of time. I just don't sleep. As my phenomenal mod, Sam, /pronouns in my bio, will always tell me, sleep is death practice. Waste of time. I only sleep as much as mandatory for my biological functions to continue. Anything in excess of that is a waste. Now you're craving kimchi jjigae. Yeah, no, kimchi jjigae. Mashiso. Mani mashiso. That's me saying it's very delicious. The captioner's not going to get that. I apologize. That was me speaking in Korean for a second. Twitter is a hellscape. Absolutely. Where's the majority of your traffic coming from, Kimchi? 2/3 of my traffic is from Reddit. The majority of my traffic... Okay, so right now, the majority of my traffic comes from people actively looking for my screen name. It's a weird situation where it's like, because people talk about my videos and stuff like that, there's a lot of people searching specifically for Legal Kimchi. But a not insignificant amount of my traffic comes from external sources, and the primary two are Twitter and Reddit. By far more Twitter than Reddit, but my last video, and because this is like clocking the last 28 days, my last video did pretty well on Reddit, but by far most of my external views are coming from Twitter. A third of my external views come from just Twitter. And everything else has like an anomaly because of bioessentialism and representation. Those two videos did pretty well elsewhere, like on Twitter or on Reddit or Facebook groups and things like that, sharing. But aside, if you take out those two, Twitter. Which is why, as much as I feel that Twitter is a hellscape, I stay on it because it's hard for me to leave, because a lot of my audience only finds out about me because of Twitter. So, Sam, sleep is death practice. See? Sam and I, same boat. Your perfection is exceeded only by your humility. Doing the YouTube is the most difficult thing I've done. It's also the most creatively satisfying. I agree with that. Anarchy. Should I just call you Anarchy? I'm defaulting to that. I could call you The, or Funhouse, either way. Te doni 감사합니다. 감사합니다. Okay. Sorry, I have to say it out loud to figure out what you were trying to say. That's fine. Sleep, one of the only things that you pretend to do until you're really doing it. My family tells me I seem much happier doing YouTube than anything else I've ever done. My spouse does the same. Like, my partner is so incredibly supportive of me doing YouTube and streaming and all of this stuff. She is like constantly using work Slack channels to promote my channel to anyone who has a slight inclination for it. And like, there are times where I'm just in conversation with her and I was like, I just want to do the silly little stream or something like that, and she's like, nothing you do is silly about that. It's important. I was like, yeah. I think she's a keeper. It's been like 16 years. I don't think that's going to change. Like, we met as broke college students and been together ever since. So. Okay, I'm back. Facebook has a decent tabletop space. Yeah, like some of those insular tabletop spaces that you're talking about are the reason why bioessentialism kicked off, because like, and not unsubstantial amount of my views for bioessentialism came from Facebook, and I have no idea from where. I couldn't find the post that was referencing it, which means it was shared in a lot of those insular groups that I don't have access to. Well, Zoe, you're a natural at it, and, you know, enjoy the YouTubes. Like, that's the thing. Like, most of the people that I know who do YouTube find it incredibly fulfilling. But it's just so exhausting. It's so much time, it's so much effort, it's so much work. Initially found you because you kept showing up in other people's premieres, so then I realized that I needed to check you out. Well, see, there we go. Same thing. You showed up in a couple of people's premieres, I realized you had a channel, and I started watching. It's like a networking event online, folks. You can do it. You can network online. It's the whole thing. Okay? I've never met any of these people, either in the TTRPG space or the YouTube space, in Meat space, and there we go. Adam, that's right. You actually mentioned that in your video. Your name is Adam. Found you through word of mouth from Unimportant Hero. Oh yeah, go watch Unimportant Hero. Spelljammer content is fantastic. She has an understanding of Spelljammer because she was there when it was being printed, like I was. Much too profound about sweet. Yeah, like she's incredibly supportive, and I try to be supportive for in her endeavors as well. So you know, play off of that. Make each other happy. They do make the world go round. I agree, Mandy. My wife is wonderful. Had to cut my suit. See, she's actually incredibly supportive of me putting the suit dressing intro back into the video. She's just like, you got to put that back in there. She was like, I hate that they're not in there anymore. Sometimes I watch your videos just to catch that part, and then I'll shut it off. And I was like, that kills my algorithm. So I'm thinking of just like putting an unlisted just the intro so that she can watch it whenever she wants to. Found because of streamed with Trooper SJW or SJP. Trooper is so fantastic. I need to have another discussion with him. I don't know what it is about professors, but we get along. Found you thanks to William SRD. Oh, they! And found William SRD thanks to Reddit. Yet another cesspool that sometimes we have to swim through to find our audiences. Bet because we've hung out in the same Twitch chats. Yeah, no, that happens. Reddit did a good thing for once. Well, see, there we go. There we go. You see, it's hilarious because I was thinking to myself, I'm going to be streaming on YouTube at a more reasonable time, and I was wondering what effect that would have on the audience numerically. So there's that. Then there's the fact that I was switching from Twitch to YouTube, and I was wondering how that's going to affect the viewership on the stream. But it's been pretty consistent. And I don't have to be like exceptionally quiet because my kids are not asleep right now. They're quite awake, being looked after by my very supportive spouse. Reddit is my home cesspool. I love Reddit. I also hate Reddit. It's kind of like YouTube. YouTube actually suggested me to you. Uncharted territory, you are the first person that has ever told me that. Oof. Oh, wow. Liberal Cook, the way I'm going to tell this story, excuse me, the way I'm going to tell this story from this point forward is that we had met in the online equivalent of bumping into each other from a bar or a coffee place. Yeah, that's one way of saying it. I will say it's the Twitter equivalent of looking across a crowded room and locking eyes with a dreamy individual with elegant hair, walking up nervously, wondering how the conversation will continue, and then sparks. That's how I'm going to tell the story in the future. But on Twitter. All of what I just said, except Twitter. I don't know why I do this sort of stuff. You see, I feel like I'm more frenetic on live streams. I'm not as well thought out in what I'm about to say, and I'm losing my voice. But here we go. This is more of what it's like to just have a conversation with me as I keep drinking my water. I'm sorry, but I don't know if anyone here has seen the Liberal Cook channel, or who hasn't seen the Liberal Cook channel, I should say, just a gorgeous individual. Okay, we can just say that. We can be open about that. Okay, move on. State fact. Continue. Yeah, this is being candid, you know. I mean, I would be a little concerned if it didn't. So, you know. What am I even doing? What am I even doing? I don't know. I'm happy that I enjoy streaming. I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of being able to hang out with such interesting people. And, as I continually state, you may come here initially saying, hey, liberal kimchi. I said liberal kimchi. Which is not, no. That's not me. You may come here for the legal kimchi, but just stay for the chat. Well, streaming is fun. It is. Calling me a himbo? I know. If I was liberal, Sam would quit. So... Not the case. Look, I'm just here sitting wondering why we're listening to the words of 18th century white guys. It's not a good look. Let's find different people to listen to. Oh my goodness. Zoe, no joke. So, no. Okay, there's a couple of different things I want to talk about from chat. Number one, I've been meaning to figure out find a reason to head back to Ireland since visiting 3 years ago. So if I head over there and teach Neil how to cook kimchi, I'll do it. On a very special episode. I'll make sure it's vegan kimchi, okay? Very easy. You just don't have the brine shrimp. That's it. To be perfectly honest with you, my mom doesn't even use that when she's making her kimchi. It's a regional thing. Different regions inside of the country have different types of kimchi that they make and different ingredients, and it changes from household to household. I'm just throwing it out there. But secondly, no, liberal kimchi is not my evil twin. I have an evil adversary who has my name, and they're a libertarian. They actually exist, and it's very frustrating. Sam, I just read that you've never had kimchi before, and the professional relationship that we have with each other, where you're here moderating the stream, I don't... do you need me to send you some? I can tap into the Korean networks to see who in your area can deliver some kimchi to you. It's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. Whoa, okay. But see, that, Zoe, that's because of your ignorance to kimchi. Because you've never had mul kimchi. Now, mul kimchi, more of an M-U-L, mul kimchi is not spicy. Nor is it like sauerkraut. So if you're thinking of sauerkraut, it's not like that either. Mul kimchi is a completely different... It's basically a non-spicy style of kimchi, fermented in this very specific Korean technique. So there is non-spicy kimchi. So... there we go. There's kimchi for everybody. There's non-cabbage kimchi. There's cucumber kimchis and turnip kimchi, radish kimchi, a whole 9 yards. It's a whole it's a generic term for a process. So that's what I'm saying. There's the kimchi for everyone. Korean network just look, okay. We don't like to discuss the activities of the Diaspora Council, okay? But I have a few folks I know who have a few folks who they know. And it's 1 or 2 phone calls to get anywhere geographically in the continental United States. Have no heat tolerance, but kimchi is great. Used to be an amazing Korean place in Vegas on Trop. They had a plate with like 5 kinds. Yeah. Banchan, folks. You get all the side dishes in there. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just delicious. You just eat that bowl of rice. You're done. Absolutely done. I'm the kimchi for everyone. You know, I'm hoping. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. Where's the... I want to show something. I want to showcase something real quick, if I can. Because, as a note, okay, if you're curious, I did get the ability to do memberships on YouTube, so you can become a member to YouTube. And I do plan to stream here, and you may be wondering, hey, what do I get for a stream membership? Special emojis, which I had done, which I'm going to showcase in chat now. Let's give you a little taste in there, if it shows up. I don't know if that actually showed up. It should show up in the chat. I don't think the thing, like the screen's not showing it here. But it's my hype dragon. And then I have this one here, which is the classic Pog face dragon, which should be coming soon. It's a dragon, okay? It's not a cat. It's a dragon. Nothing wrong with cats. Not a cat. All right. Then a favorite of mine. Objection. And then lastly, one that I could not go without, which is the kimchi slap. So, fun little stuff. If you're interested, just as a note, also available in my Discord. Legal chibi. Okay, here's the thing. Chibi, I believe, is a Japanese thing. Not Japanese. So, how did you never see the kimchi slap one? It's fantastic. I commissioned an artist to do some emojis for me. I was so happy with how they came out. Farewell, Mandy. I hope you enjoy your meal. Cute dragon. Oh yeah, it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. Feel my fermented wrath. Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Legal kimchi Funko Pop. Oh. If only. If only. Yeah, it's in the Discord, which if you support me on Patreon or Ko-Fi, get access to my Discord. We have interesting conversations there. Talk about current events, talk about D&D related stuff, talk about minis. I like to showcase my minis there because I paint a lot of minis and I like posting them. So if you're into that, or just having good conversations with an incredibly wonderful group of people, check out my Discord. I still can't get over the feel my fermented wrath. It reminds me of these pajamas that my mother got for my brothers and I one Christmas, where she bought them from Korea. They're incredibly comfortable, but for some reason they said on the pants of these pajamas, I want you to smell or embrace the scent of my love, and it said it across the butt. Mixed messages. Inadvertently hilarious, oddly translated Korean pajama pants. Oh, it's good times. It's good times. I don't even know what to say to that. It was just such a weird. And this happened like 5 years ago. So all of us were adults with kids, right? Cause I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest in my family. So like, enjoy your run, Will. See you soon. Feel the scent of my love. Exactly. Oh my goodness. No, it's such a weird thing. But like growing up in my household was always an odd situation, because like one thing that I like to impart on folks who are not of mixed ethnicity or mixed race is that one thing that is a feeling that folks like me have that other folks don't have is like, have you ever been in a room full of people of the same race? Have you ever been in a room full of people of the same ethnicity, the same culture? Because for me, it almost never happens. The only time that it ever happens is when my brothers and I are in the same room and no one else is in the room. So because the mix is so unique that it's not something that's a regular occurrence. That's just little things that are unusual about the mixed race experience. That was a weird possible non sequitur to that. Just maybe something I was thinking about. It's wild to me having so many YouTube creators in this chat right now, because so many of them are inspiring for the work. Like it's almost like a club of people where it's like we're all doing this thing and we're all trying our best doing this thing and we're all doing very different things. No problem, Sam, you're fine. And I don't know, every time I see another person's video, like talking about watching Anarchy Funhouse's video, Adam's video, and just being amazed at the artistry in that video and being inspired, seeing Kaylin Conrad's video recently and what they're able to do with After Effects. It's weird. It's just it always makes me want to produce great videos, and it's somewhat exhausting sometimes, because there's always this, like, for me, an urge to create the best video I've ever made every time I make a video, which may not be a healthy thing. Jot, hello to you, and thank you for the congratulations. And I don't know, I just keep trying to push myself to do better and better things, learn new techniques. It's funny because you start a YouTube channel where you talk about TTRPGs, and you'd think a lot of that has to do with talking about TTRPGs, and in actuality a lot of it's just learning how video production works, learning editing software, learning lighting, learning how to color balance. Color balancing has been my recent thing, like figuring out how to color balance, because lighting and color balancing for my skin tone is different than most people on YouTube not most people in the world, but what a lot of folks don't understand is like color balancing and white balancing in photography, which goes into video photography or still photography, is based on Caucasian skin tones. When Kodak developed it, I think back in the 1950s, they based it where white balancing works in the technology if it is white balanced, like the natural setting is for Caucasian skin tones, which is why everybody else looks weird on camera. Like, I have to work to make sure that the color balancing in my videos is correct and I don't look weird. And I have to work on lighting to make sure that I don't look weird. And there's certain accented lighting that I can utilize, or so I don't, or certain ones that I don't, to kind of maneuver through that space. It was very interesting because, like, I saw the comment, JP, where you're talking about recommendations for learning how to improve video and audio quality on videos. One of the things that I learned was like watching a video about how they light the show. I can't remember what it was. It was a show on HBO. And I can't remember the name of the show right now. Why am I unable to remember the name of the show? Throwing me off. Insecure. There we go. So it was about the show Insecure and how they light for darker skin tones. And that actually helped. I don't remember all of the videos that I looked into. The vast majority of them said lighting is the most important thing. So lighting quality is everything, like making sure you have good lights. So I just absorbed a bunch of different lighting videos, and you can see kind of the increase in quality as I've watched more of them and figured them out. And then I invested in some quality lights that I'm utilizing right now. Okay, so we got the floodlights in the background here. What we also have is this thing, which is like a box light. I'm gonna messing up my own lighting system just so that I can show you all. So I have two of those. I have one over here and one over there, and they're both showing at me at different lengths. This one's a little further away, so it has a little bit of a darker tone. It's not as, you can see I can block it out, right? So it's not showing as brightly. So I have the brighter on this version providing contrast to the darker because of a distance light that is showing indirectly, bouncing off the wall and then hitting me at an angle. So stuff like that, creating a colored background so I'm more outlined, as opposed to using a white background, which could wash out my skin tone. So a lot of it goes into like, what's your skin tone? Because you may not have to worry about the things that I had to worry about because of the differences in our skin tone. Being of darker skin, I have to worry about certain things like that so I don't wash out my face. There are a couple of videos, and you probably know which ones I'm talking about, where I was just learning about color balancing, and because I was just learning about color balancing, I kind of washed out my face. I look gray, as opposed to, caramel, which is kind of what I look like in real life. So my advice to that is get good lights. I also have to worry about indirect lights, because one thing that you may notice that is the difference between like the lighting, and I'm going to pick on him because he has like 250 to 300,000 subscribers, like FD Signifier. With his lights, you can tell that he uses a ring light right in front of his face. You can tell because he wears glasses, and you can see the reflection when he's looking at the light. Whereas you can't generally, in my videos, see the reflection of the lights. I always use lights that are off to the side, because if I was to like have a camera and the lights hitting right on it, you could see it in my glasses. And I'm very cognizant of the fact that you can see reflections of light in my glasses. So I always angle my lights to the side to make sure that I have this sort of like, so you will never see me with a full face light like this, because I'm always hitting it from an angle. Another thing to think about. I don't know if you have glasses. The second thing is with audio. I got lucky with audio in that I can spend a little bit of money. I saved up some money and I got myself an audio interface, which is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. Okay. I got an audio interface so I could get a full I can't remember what the jack is called. It's a big plug-in microphone. Okay. And I use a shotgun mic, a boom mic type thing, as opposed to a normal streamer mic or like a Blue Yeti. I used to use a Blue Yeti in my initial videos, but then I got this one. This is an Octava MK103 or MK12 slash. Okay, it's an MK012/01 if I remember correctly, which is this thing, and it's on an Amazon. Hit myself in the face with it. It's on an Amazon mic stand, the super cheap one. Okay, so this thing plugs into the Focusrite Scarlett Solo and picks up the audio. I picked this because I like having my microphone off camera, so I can put it so where it's pointing to my face, just off camera. Like literally, if I were to scoot back, it's like right here, but because of the angle of the camera, you can't tell it's in the shot, because it is literally like I'll sit in the chair and like adjusting it to where the mic is just out of the shot, but it's very close. So that's how I do my audio setup. Okay, so I got it specifically. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos on what's the best shotgun mic, and they're like, you can buy this one. I was like, I'm not spending $1,000 on a shotgun mic. This one was like $200. It was on sale at the time, and I had already saved up money for it, so I bought it. Then I got really frustrated because I needed to get the XLR. That's what it is. It's an XLR plug. I needed to get the audio interface so it would plug into my computer, all this sort of stuff. Really cool. So yeah, that's what allowed me to do it. That's how I get my audio the way it is. And my camera is a Lumix GH5. I started off with a Canon M50, which is a pretty common YouTube camera to use. And then I saved up a bunch of money and I traded in my Canon M50 and I purchased the Lumix GH5, which is, I purchased it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it records for more than 30 minutes. The problem that I was having with my Canon M50 was that it would record for 29 minutes and 59 seconds and then stop. It has something to do with like international shipping and tariffs and things of that nature with regards to what is considered a camera and what is considered a camcorder. And if it can record video for longer than 30 minutes, is considered like a camcorder. The other thing is Matt Colville uses the Lumix GH5. So I was like, oh, well, if it's good enough for him, I like the video quality that he has. But the camera doesn't matter as much as the lighting. Lighting is the most important when it comes to the video quality. Now, with my audio setup, I run that and I record it through Audacity, and then I clean up the audio through Audacity. So I'm not recording it where the microphone is plugged into the camera. I actually record the audio through Audacity, clean it up, and then get into my video editor, mute the video footage, and then sync the audio footage and the video footage in my video editor, which I use DaVinci Resolve. And then it goes from there. So the audio quality is so much better going separately than doing it at the same time. Sorry, talking a lot. The stream, of course I'm talking a lot. Hey, it's an important hero. How you doing? And I missed a bunch of stuff. Okay, some people like the ring light reflection, to be fair, but even angling my lights to the side catches as much as my glasses because I move my head so much. See, I talk with my hands. I don't talk with my head as much. I've missed so much on... Oh, and the lights were a recommendation from an important hero. she was like, hey, you should get these lights. And I was like, what kind of lights? Bulbs should I put in? And she said to use these bulbs that are used for plant growth, so they simulate sunlight, which makes my studio really hot. I say studio, my office, really hot, but it's really good. Like, the color that it picks up is very natural, so I enjoy it. And good night, Uncharted Territory. Thanks for stopping by. Wait, how did I lose you? Venom DM, what did I lose you with? I'm sorry, I missed it. Talk with my hands a lot. People used to make fun. You know, come on, it's just, I'm expressive. It's a whole body language thing. You talk with everything. Super Dylan's trick for avoiding glass reflection, he recommends lifting the arms of your glasses slightly above your ears. Interesting. I guess that would work. It would reflect down. They have a point. It kind of throws me off, though, because these are bifocals. So, it throws me off. Because, like, I'm old, and I need bifocals. So it just got real tech faster than I could take notes. Let me know. Oh, Zoe, you too, bifocal gang. All right. See, I have a set of glasses that are not Sam. Sam's the same age as I am, if you're wondering why he's yelling at me. And Super Dylan is not as old. Wait, does he wear bifocals? I just thought they were wearing glasses. I hit my stuff. Pro streamer, folks. Hitting my own equipment. I love talking about the technical aspects of video production because, to be perfectly honest with you, that's the hobby, folks. If you get into YouTube content creation, that's it. Now, some of us are able to hire on editors and things like that. But I'm looking at you, Zoe. But I don't even know if I would do that because I kind of enjoy the editing process. But if you're starting off, it's going to be all you, and at that point, you got to be careful, or you got to be comfortable with video editing. I picked DaVinci Resolve because it was free on Windows, and I don't have a Mac. I don't like Macs. I really, really don't like Macs. So it was either get like Adobe or get DaVinci, and DaVinci was free, and I like DaVinci, and I've learned it so much that I did pick up the full paid version. But unlike Adobe, or even Final Cut, it's not a subscription. DaVinci, you pay one time, and that software is yours, and they'll keep upgrading it, and you never have to pay again. Yay. I'm happy with that. Older than Gimchi, and I don't wear bifocals yet. Keep it going. Keep it going, Krellin. Needed bifocals when I was a teenager. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I have a set of bifocals and I have a set of glasses that are not bifocals, and I call these my progressive lenses because they're progressive bifocals. And I call my other lenses the conservative ones. Because I like silly jokes. Editor is the only way I can keep up. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason why I have a very slow release schedule, because it's difficult. There's a lot of work that goes into editing. It's the majority of the work that's done. So, lots of comments in the studio. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Engagement. I've gotten to the point where the negative comments don't quite get to me as much. It's just like, Like, I had this recent batch of negative comments, and I was actually a little surprised at how little it affected me. I was just, whatever. I don't try to check them as much as possible, but occasionally I will. And I don't know. I know I shouldn't keep scanning at the sub numbers, the view counts, or things like that. You know, you're not supposed to be preoccupied with that sort of thing. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't. There's a little bit of like just wanting that to be a thing, like wanting that to. I like to see the line go up. To borrow a phrase from Folding Ideas. I would have said a trifocals, but they're not yours. Seal frame glasses found secondhand. Well, there we go. 36 and more people, both gamers and colleagues. It reminds me of how old I feel. Wear bifocals and sometimes contacts when I feel lazy. I get that. DaVinci's the way to go. Still need to learn it. Learned Adobe when I was in high school and got used to it. Yeah, like, I like the creative aspects of editing. I don't know if I'd be ready to give it up. You know? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was sunshine and rainbows with regards to that. I get negative comments all the time. It happens. It's gotten to the point where they're starting to die down a little bit. Like the overtly racist comments. Either that or YouTube's getting much better at filtering those out. Because recently it's been a lot more positive, or a lot more individuals, especially on the bigger videos, telling me that telling me I'm wrong, which is ridiculous. No, but it's funny because the folks that come onto the channel and comment that I'm wrong seem to misconstrue what I'm actually saying. Like, I'm not saying that you're racist if you have evil orcs in your game. I explicitly stated that you are not racist. Or you might be racist, but that doesn't make you racist. Like, I have evil orcs in my game. They're not all evil. They're not all biologically evil. But I have evil orcs in my game. Like, I just... like, literally, nothing about your game actually needs to change, aside from the mentality that you have when you're engaging with it. Like, how much of your game factors in to the intrinsic biological association between the evilness of a species and how they play in the game? Like, it's probably none. So like, if you set up your world as not all species are, like, orcs are not inherently evil as a part of their genetics, then how much does that actually change in what you're doing? Not much. And it sidesteps a huge issue inherent with the literature. Like, it's so little effort. It's so little effort. Exactly, Cosmo. They're evil because they're evil. Like, I have orcs that are evil because they're evil. I have, whatever that are evil because they're evil. It's not difficult. It's not even that big of a change, and everybody kind of does it, whether they think they do or not. They just don't. They're so against thinking about it that I don't know. There just seems to be this, like, concept of, like, you're suggesting it, so it must be bad. Just misunderstood. No evil goblins, except for Greg. I mean, I'm not convinced that Yoda is not a goblin. I mean, Yoda looks like a goblin. Am I the only person that thinks that? Thank you for that, and thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I swear to you, I'm gonna get it back into some D&D specific content very soon. No thanks on the Yoda. Ugh. Terrible. But yeah, I do want to get some videos coming up after this next one, going back into directly D&D related content. It's just, like I said, I do videos on whatever interests me at any given moment, and that interested me. So, there we are. But yeah, Yoda seems like a goblin. Sam, you have Bowie. ¿Por qué no los dos? Okay? Why not both? Okay. Why can't we have Bowie and Yoda? Boda. I'm just saying. Yoey. Chirakai, I don't know if I saw you in chat earlier. Thank you and welcome. YouTube playlist to save your videos because I just keep going back to them. I keep wondering, like, there are some times where some old videos are being viewed and I'm just like, who's watching? I'm not getting new subs. Who's saying this? Thank you so much, Zoe, for dropping by. Thank you for the congratulations on the milestone. Hopefully more eyeballs. Always love the eyeballs. Heck, if I could just get, Thought Slime to watch the video, that'd be cool. Doesn't even have to shout it out. Just watch it. Like, I wonder about that sometimes because, like, I have some folks who follow me on Twitter who are, like, huge names in the industry. And I was like, I wonder if you've ever seen one of my videos. I hope so. Just be cool. Leave a comment. It means the world. Folks gotta go and eat some dinner. I get that. I need to go eat some dinner. I smell the soup. One of the new sets of eyeballs. Been adding likes to the videos recently. Hello, Patricio. Hola. Thank you for coming by. Thank you, Ibrahim, for coming by. Yeah, just play around with the game. Love the game. Play the game. Enjoy the game. It's like my tweet. It's frustrating how my love of TTRPGs sometimes prevents me from being as productive as I would like to be on my YouTube channel where I talk about TTRPGs. I got really into painting minis this weekend. Like, I got so focused on minis this weekend that I think I wrote 500 words over the whole weekend on my script. I swear I'm going to finish it this week. I need to finish that script so bad. And then start filming. And then edit it and try to get it out before the end of the month. That's the goal. Yeah, demi-human and subhuman does have some interesting issues for it. I mean, there are issues with so much of our language, so basic issues. I mean, for point, and this is somewhat related, but you can kind of see, and we're not talking about necessarily insulting, but like the term people of color, it's centers that people generally are not of color, and so the of color is a special distinction. Demi-human is, or human is the norm, so anything else is outside of that. There's issues with the terminology, and sometimes we use clunky terminology because it's the best way to communicate the ideas that we're trying to convey, even though it has other meanings attached to it as well. Until we get to the point where there's more understanding of alternate terminology, I don't try to fault people for using the terminology in it, even if it has some issues with it, because sometimes you just use it because it's what you have to use. And an important hero brings up an interesting point. Demi-human meaning that have some human. Like, there was this one game, Arcanum. It's a PC game. It's a steampunk fantasy where they talked about, like, the evolutionary process, where I think, like, all of the other races were from humans initially and just deviated at some point in the evolutionary line. Elfnoid. Love Elfinoid. I kind of love that. Like that's what the elves would call it. Because that makes sense. Yeah, terminology does have a tendency to fit around power structures. And yes, Arcanum has a phenomenal soundtrack. But, and it's one thing to recognize it, and sometimes you gotta, like I said, you gotta utilize it just for clarity of communication, and change it afterwards. Like, maybe someday we'll have something different. Maybe we will have better terminology. How many times have we used improper terminology with regards to any specific group prior to understanding the issue surrounding it? So, and individuals inside of that group may use that terminology incorrectly, or may use that problematic terminology up until the point where somebody comes up with something better. Pie. Okay, what's different from chocolate pie and chocolate cake? Is there a difference? I don't know. Yeah, linguistics is an incredibly interesting patchwork, and I don't know, I find it fascinating. It's why poetry works. Older writers are using the words differently. Tolkien and others often used the archaic meaning of the word race. Exactly. Chocolate pie is filled with pudding. Oh. Chocolate pudding in a bread bowl. That's a phenomenal explanation. Okay. Appreciate it. You Westerners with your desserts. Oh my goodness. I love Korean food and I recommend Korean food for everybody. The desserts in Korea are awful. It's like, oh, this is ice cream that tastes like red bean paste. Yay. Just awful. Bioform. See, that sounds a little sci-fi. I could see why people get a little off on that. I mean, do what you do well. I'm not here to take away from Western European cultures and the things that they contribute to the world. There's a lot of terrible things, but there are a lot of good things as well. I think pastries are one of them. I think Europeans do pastries really well. Didn't know there was Korean desserts. That's how bad they are. That's how bad Korean desserts are. We don't share them with you. And not because they're too good and we hoard them for ourselves. No. Not worth sharing. just not worth sharing. Red bean pastries. See, but you're talking about red bean pastries, okay? And there's a time and a place for red bean pastries. I'm talking about a popsicle. It was a red bean paste popsicle. It's gross. It was gross. Okay? It was gross. They sprinkled some sugar. It's gross. Oh my goodness. It's just the worst. Just the worst. Absolute worst. So, Oh. Give me my Korean barbecue. I'm fine with the Korean barbecue. That's great. I just the worst. Sounds like punishment. Yeah. Terrible. All right. Well, it was nice getting back into the swing of things with regards to the stream. Oh, I'm gonna try to get back to my old format. For those who may not know, those who may be new to the stream, this is one of the first times that I've streamed on YouTube. I think this is the second time. I'm going to start more consistently streaming on YouTube. I think Monday at 4 is going to be the time, and I'm going to try to get back to the old format. The old format was basically running an interview talk show where I was talking to people inside of the community, either the TTRPG community or the YouTube community, whichever community I find myself a part of, which are many, fingers in different pies and whatnot, and just having discussions about topics related to TTRPGs or the world, current events. I do plan to still do even legal discussions if the time arises. Some of you may remember I did a stream explaining some of the nuance and intricacies of various criminal trials that have happened or Supreme Court cases. I'm a little bit of a Supreme Court nerd as well, although I've been wildly disappointed in the court recently. Yeah, it's been rough. But I like running those informational streams as well, on top of running the conversation streams, because I find a lot of fun to have the conversations. And, if there's a way to talk about some of the things that I have expertise out in sort of the real world, being the legal world, as that is actually my job, love to do that. I think it'd be interesting. Thank you, Geek Pantheon. And who is Ron the Rules Lawyer? You gotta realize there's so many YouTube channels. I don't even know everybody in the space. Is Ron the Rules Lawyer an actual lawyer? There's so many amendments that I just want to scream about. There's so many misconceptions with regards to the Constitution, and I think that an incredible amount of the problems with American politics and politics in general is being stuck in 18th century thought. If we could just get our heads out of the 18th century and into modern political discourse, like actual modern political discourse, we'd be so much improved, or at least talking about a much more interesting conversation. But the fact that we are so stuck in 18th century Western European political thought, it's so aggravating. It's so aggravating. YouTuber that covers Pathfinder. So many lawyers. Let's make a show. The Rules Lawyer Show. Instead of Game Masters. Mechanics in the Pathfinder. I'd love to do collabs. I love collaborations. They're so much fun. But as Will pointed out previously, it's also annoying sometimes to be waiting on somebody else to do their portion. I've been in that spot. I get it. So, with that, good gravy. Been fun talking to you all. Hope you're enjoying it. I haven't decided if I'm going to list these or not. I'm leaning towards unlisting them, but I very much appreciate it. Maybe I'll put out a community tab post and ask if we should keep these listed on the channel, or if you want me to upload them on a secondary channel or something of that nature, because they're just going to flood the channel if I just keep it going. Improving fantasy-specific terminology. I feel like there's a video there. Consequences of being in an RP scene. There's D&D playing actual lawyers, analyzed edge cases from actual plays. Is that the kind of content you folks want from me? Is that... I don't know. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, with that, thank you all so much for coming out. I have not played Fiasco. La Cafedora. I have not, but I'd like to. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. I plan to do these more regularly. I'm trying to get a couple of folks in for some chats, some interesting folks. If you have people that you would like me to talk to, let me know. I'd love it. And as always, the channel grows because of you all. It's less the algorithm and most because you all are out there spreading it, and I am so grateful for that. I can't even explain. It's one of those things where, you know, it's almost cliche for a creator to be like, this is only happening because of you. Literally, like, none of my videos are going viral on YouTube because of the algorithm. If they gain traction at all, it's because of you all. And I know that because it's in my analytics, in clear numbers. So thank you. I can say that very sincerely. So, hope you all enjoy yourself. Have a good evening. Eat your dinners. And as I like to say, err on the side of kindness. Let's think about things complexly. Good night.